Yeah. Lay to sleep. Forever. I pray to the Lord, my soul you keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray to the Lord, my soul you take. Everybody say they God, but you who would do it greater. Not only do I know it, I'm a full-time demonstrator. Ain't stingy with the food, I just sit it on the table. You know I keep some salt up in the shaker. Yeah, you should get yourself some flavor. Get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some flavor. Come and get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some flavor. Get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some. You should get yourself some. Salt of the earth, don't know your worth. Death is surely certain if we don't hurt it. Blessed without the tools to do the task. A hitter for Abiyahuah, don't wear a mask. Committed, this crown is fitted. The Father did it. Food, fresh out the skillet, ain't come and get it. Live, I got no hands, I never feel them. Card, I play my hand, I know who deal them. Yahuwah, that's all I got, no other power. Watching without a clock, I know the hour. Danger, anticipated, ready whenever. Levels get elevated, I never settle. It's crazy how something simple make complicated. They lazy, you tell them work, they irritated. Maybe I'm just too hard, but that's what's needed. I live it, they won't believe it until they see it. Everybody say they God, but Yahuwah do it greater. Not only do I know it, I'm a full-time demonstrator. Ain't stingy with the food, I just sit it on the table. You know I keep some salt up in the shaker. Yeah, you should get yourself some flavor. Get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some flavor. Come and get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some flavor. Get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some. You should get yourself some.
Get to my father, mind, body, soul. Lotto and liquor store, sold every quarter. Billions made in the ghetto, and we're not owners, consumers. How can we live here, but we who suffer for knowledge and lack of? Man, my people die. I swear, if they knew who they would cry. Made in my father's image, I'm living, no not for man, but the Father business. Get on your search, you don't need a church. Devils, I know they lurk, never nervous. Why? Live with a purpose, I'm nothing earthly. I'm just a vessel with a mission, trying to walk it perfect. Go ahead and curse me, after a while be like I told you. Truth ain't hard to swallow, see y'all just get the truth. Let me tie my shoes, so I don't trip on y'all bull. I'm living set apart with that flavor from your boo.
Everybody say they God, but Yahuwah do it greater. Not only do I know it, I'm a full-time demonstrator. Ain't stingy with the food, I just sit it on the table. You know I keep some salt up in the shaker. Yeah, you should get yourself some flavor. Get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some flavor. Come and get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some flavor. Get yourself some flavor, you should get yourself some. You should get yourself some. Every night I lay to sleep.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharallah. I pray, I hope all is well. I'm going to start this video, with a plea to any of you who might have turned this on, all of you, that you listen to what the word of Abba Yahuwah has to say to you. Don't touch that dial. I'm not playing when I tell you that everyone's life depends on it. You probably recognize this logo. If you've been following me for a while, you might recall me breaking down this logo, what that cube is. I know even those of you who've just joined this channel, sub to this channel recently, you've heard me talk about the cube and the hexagram. That's what that is in the middle, behind that ball with little triangles all over it. But that logo behind the ball is called an anti-Karana. Which is associated directly with chakras and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The Kabbalah tree. The Kabbalah, they call it the tree of life. But I assure you, it's the tree of death. Most of you probably know that Trump is going to be show up to court tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get this video out tonight. I'll try. But today's Monday, and tomorrow on Tuesday, he's supposed to appear in court. And I know a lot of Christians, if not all Christians, are pulling for Trump. And I used to completely understand why you would support Donald Trump. Now I completely understand why it will be your demise if you stay in that mindset. Donald Trump is the one who created Operation Warp Speed. Him and his team are the ones that came up with this logo. And it's not just by chance that they use this symbol, the anti-Karana. This symbol is used right here with chakras. You see there in the middle, the Star of David and the little triangles. Now, see the little triangles on the ball there? If you go to Daniel in chapter 12, I believe, and he says that from the time that they take away that which is continual is taken away from the time that the abomination that lays waste, the abomination of desolation, is set up, is 1,290 days, I believe. Yeah, 1,290 days. When Operation Warp Speed was set up and the first jabs were administered, that day was August 23rd, 2021. If you add 1,290 days from that day, you're going to land on March 5th, 2025. Which means there's about 2 years left. And if you start in 2017 when the eclipse came over, that which was in August as well, and you add 7 years, you get to 2025. So right around that time. Now, you might wonder what the significance, why I'm telling you about Donald Trump and the Tree of Life. Let's go back to my pics real quick. Right here. See? If you look on here, the chakras, they say that the average person, he operates down here in his pelvic region. But according to the Kabbalah, in order for you to reach a level of divinity, you have to end up here at the top, the crown chakra, to a level of divinity. There's that star. There's the Kabbalah tree. You see that crown up there on the top? It's no coincidence that Donald Trump used that anti-Corona symbol, that cube, that star right here. He has one behind his head in his office, and that same tree. You see here? You see how that? It's a hexagon. It's a cube. It's a cube. You see? It's no coincidence. But like Daoud was just saying, anybody can claim they're God, but Yahuwah does it greatest. And if you want to witness just how great he is, don't touch that dial. Stay in your seat. We've got to read Ezekiel chapter 37, which is going to lay out more evidence of his greatness. Even the verse of the day coincides with the season we're in. All that Thava's been showing us during this reading of Ezekiel. So if you truly do worship the Most High and you obey him and you follow him before anyone else, listen to what the word of the Most High has to say. Here's the verse of the day from Mark chapter 11, 17. We just read the other day in the beginning of, I think it was chapter 34, it said 1117. I even looked it up. That's why you need to be watching, therefore you need to be paying attention. And he was teaching, saying to them, has it not been written, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers. Let's get the context, baby. Verse 1, chapter 11 of Mark. And when they came near Jerusalem to Beth Pagi, I don't know how to say that, and Beth Anya at the Mount of Olives, he sent out 2 of his taught ones and said to them, go into the village opposite you, and immediately entering into it, you shall find a colt tied on which no one has sat. Loosen it and bring it. And if anyone says to you, why are you doing this? Say, the master needs it and shall send it back straightway. So they went away and found the colt tied by the door outside on the street, and they loosened it. And some of those standing there said to them, what are you doing, loosening the colt? And they said to them, as Yahusha had said. So they let them go. And they brought the colt to Yahusha and threw their garments on it, and he sat on it. And many spread their garments on the way, and others were cutting down branches from the trees, and were spreading them on the way. You ever wonder why they did that? Why they laid those branches down? So he could ride that colt across there? You're about to find out. And those going before and those following cried out, saying, Hosanna, blessed is he who is coming in the name of Yahuwah. Blessed is the coming reign of our father David in the name of Yahuwah. Hosanna in the highest. And Yahusha went into Jerusalem and into the set-apart place, and having looked all around on all, he went out to Beth Anya with the 12, as the hour was already late. And on the next day, when they had come out from Beth Anya, he was hungry, and seeing at a distance a fig tree having leaves, he went to see whether he would find any fruit on it. Sound familiar? Any tree not bearing fruit shall be cut down and thrown in the fire. And when he came to it, he found none but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. And Yahusha responding said to it, let no one eat fruit from you ever again. And his taught ones heard it, and they came to Jerusalem. Then they came to Jerusalem. Yahusha, entering into the set-apart place, began to drive out those who bought and sold in the set-apart place, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those selling doves. And he did not allow anyone to carry a vessel through the set-apart place. And he was teaching, saying to them, has it not been written, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers? And the scribes and the chief priest heard it, and they were seeking how to destroy him, for they feared him, because all the crowd was astonished at his teaching. And when evening came, he went out of the city. And in the morning passing by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. Then Kepha, remembering, said to him, Rabbi, look, the fig tree which you cursed has withered. And Yahusha answering said to them, have belief in Yahuwah. For truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, be removed and be thrown into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says shall be done, he shall have whatever he says. Because of this, I say to you, whatever you ask when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. If you've been paying attention, do you see how this is Abba talking to you right now? And whenever you stand praying, if you hold whatever against anyone, forgive, so that your Father in the heaven shall also forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither shall your Father in heaven forgive your trespasses. And they came again to Jerusalem, and as he was walking in the set-apart place, the chief priest and the scribes and the elders came to him. And they said to him, by what authority are you doing these? And who gave you this authority to do these? And Yahusha answering said to them, I shall ask you one question, and answer me, and I shall say to you by what authority I do these. The immersion, the baptism of John, was it from heaven or from men? Answer me. And they reasoned among themselves, saying, if we say from heaven, he shall say, then why did you not believe him? But if we say from men, they feared the people, for all held that John was a prophet indeed. And answering, they said to Yahusha, we do not know. And Yahusha answering said to them, neither do I say to you by what authority I do these. I was just saying a video or two ago how most Christians and Messianics, whatever you want to call them, they live by on the hope of prosperity. They fast for houses and cars and payments, when we know the word from the Messiah told us that we shouldn't worry about any of these things, that if he takes care of the birds and he knows every hair on our head, he'll take care of us. So why do we go through such lengths in order to obtain wealth, material, possessions? A lot of the reason that you guys support Donald Trump is for the same sort of things. You want him to give you guns and gun rights. You want him to increase the wealth of this country and reduce the debt. You believe he's going to pass laws and get laws passed, sign executive orders that's going to be in your favor. And this is a man who is tied directly to the abomination that has laid waste, and the tree in the midst of the garden, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We're in Ezekiel chapter 37. Let's see what it has to say. The hand of Yahuwah was upon me, and took me out by the Spirit of Yahuwah, and set me down in the midst of the valley, and it was filled with bones. And he made me pass among them all around, and see, there were very many on the surface of the valley, and see, they were very dry. And he said to me, Son of man, would these bones live? And I said, O Master Yahuwah, you know. Again he said to me, Prophesy to these bones, and you shall say to them, O dry bones, hear the word of Yahuwah. Thus said the Master Yahuwah to these bones, See, I am bringing into you a spirit, and you shall live. And I shall put sinews on you, and bring flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put a spirit in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah. And I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and there was a rattling, and the bones came together, bone to bone. And I looked and saw sinews, and flesh came upon them, and skin covered them, but there was no spirit in them. He then said to me, Prophesy to the Spirit, prophesy, Son of man, and you shall say to the Spirit, Thus said the Master Yahuwah, Come from the four winds, O Spirit, and breathe on these killed ones, so that they live. And I prophesied as he commanded me, and the Spirit came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, a very great army. And he said to me, Son of man, these bones are all the house of Yasharallah. See, they say, Our bones are dry. Our expectancy has perished, and we ourselves have been cut off. Therefore prophesy, and you shall say to them, Thus said the Master Yahuwah, See, O my people, I am opening your burial sites, and shall bring you up from your burial sites, and shall bring you into the land of Yasharal. And you shall know that I am Yahuwah when I open your burial sites, my people, and bring you up from your burial sites. And I shall put my spirit in you, and you shall live. And I shall settle you in your own land, and you shall know that I am Yahuwah. I, Yahuwah, have spoken, and I have done it, declares Yahuwah. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, And you, son of man, take a stick for yourself, and write on it, for Yehuda and for the children of Yasharal, his companions. Then take another stick and write on it, for Yosef, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Yasharallah, his companions. Then bring them together for yourself into one stick, and they shall become one in your hand. And when the children of your people speak to you, saying, Won't you show us what you mean by these? Say to them, Thus said the Master Yahuwah, See, I am taking the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Yasharal, his companions, and I shall give them unto him with the stick of Yehuda, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And the sticks on which you write shall be in your hand before their eyes. And speak to them. Thus said the Master Yahuwah, See, I am taking the children of Yasharallah from among the nations wherever they have gone, and shall gather them from all around, and I shall bring them into their land. And I shall make them one nation in the land, on the mountains of Yasharallah. And one sovereign shall be over them all, and let them no longer be two nations, and let them no longer be divided into two reigns. And they shall no longer defile themselves with their idols. Christians like to say that there's the church is the bride, and then there's God's chosen people. No. There is Yasharallah. It will be one stick in his hand. And if you are a member of a church, which obeys idols. That's what it is. If you have Easter this year, you're obeying Ishtar from Mystery Babylon, from Babylon. And her husband, Nimrod, Zeus, Jupiter, all these idols. If you can't put down Easter, you worship, you obey idols. If you do Christmas, you are obeying, worshiping a idol. If you call on the name, hey Zeus, hail Zeus, you are worshiping an idol. You defile yourself with idols. You have to come out of there. Right now is a time where he is calling you out. Nor with their disgusting matters, nor with any of their transgressions. And I shall save them from all their dwelling places in which they have sinned. And they shall be my people, and I be their most high. Do you remember one of the 10 commandments? You shall have no idols, no other gods before him. None. Now, your argument is that we don't worship. That's not why we do it. It doesn't matter why you think you do it. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter how sweet and innocent it seems to you. That's the whole point. The enemy has tricked you and lulled you into a delusion, which ultimately comes from Abba because you don't love the truth enough to walk away from those disgusting matters. But there are, just like myself, there are people who have came out and who are coming out. We will be one stick in his hand. And they shall be my people, and I be their mighty most high, while David my servant is sovereign over them. And they shall all have one shepherd, and walk in my right rulings, and guard my laws, and shall do them. No gods, no idols before him. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given to Jacob my servant, where your fathers dwelt. And they shall dwell in it, they and their children and their children's children forever, and my servant David be their prince forever. And I shall make a covenant of peace with them, an everlasting covenant it is with them. And I shall place them and increase them, and shall place my set-apart place in their midst forever. And my dwelling place shall be over them, and I shall be their mighty most high, and they shall be my people. And the nations shall know that I, Yahuwah, am setting Yasharallah apart when my set-apart place is in their midst forever. The true tree of life is truth. It's the truth that shall set you free. And the truth is that Donald Trump is the king over the scorpions with the sting in their tails. He's a magician. That's why his hat says "Make America Great Again," MAGA. He's a magician. He says, look over here while I'm doing this over there. The reason that they didn't want to answer Yahusha, the question he asked them, is because they knew they were wrong for what they did to John. A lot of you who give me reproach, who mock and scoff me, and you say all kinds of slanderous things about what I do. Well, let me ask you this. Is the words that I speak from the Most High or from men? Is it from Donald Trump or is it from Abba, Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator? Are you eating the fruit from this tree that was in the midst of the garden, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, and you don't know it? The reason we read that we're reading this right now is because we're almost to Passover, when Messiah was there and they laid those branches out for him and that colt to ride across, and he cursed that tree and said, "No longer shall anyone eat your fruit." There's coming a time, there's coming a day, fastly approaching with warp speed, where that tree and its fruit is going to be hewn down and destroyed. You either stop eating it now, or you be destroyed right along with it. Are you professing the words of Donald Trump, who's done all kinds of nasty things? He's a man, first of all, but I've showed you so many things about him. So you see how that ball, the little fake symbol of the COVID that they gave us, that had the triangles on it, he's got that same inverted triangle on his building that's got 6 bushes on one side, 6 bushes on the other side, and 6 bushes on the top. That's why he holds his hands like that. And if you hear this, all praise to the Most High, if you hear this, are you going to go give your pledge your allegiance to him tomorrow? Are you hoping that he is your Savior, that he's going to rescue you in this country from what is about to happen to it, from what's happening to it? If so, you're about to be hewn down and destroyed. You ask me questions all the time. Why do you do this? What do you think? Well, just like Yahusha said, he said, if you answer me this, I'll tell you by what authority I come. Even though he told them all multiple times whose name he came in. Are you going to give all honor, all praise, all glory, and all esteem to Donald Trump? Or are you going to give all honor, all praise, all glory, and every bit of all esteem to the only one deserving, Abba Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator? By what authority do you come in? Donald Trump's? Because I speak the words of Abba Yahuwah, and by his authority am I able to bring his word to you. He walked on those branches. He cursed that tree. That was symbolic. In Revelations, it says that the stars will fall from the sky like a fig tree dropping its figs in untimely figs out of season. Those stars are the same stars that are on all the flags. Every country pretty much has stars that they wear. Those are symbols of watchers, of fallen angels. That's why the Bible calls them stars. He said that they'll fall like figs because they're going to fall right along with that tree that Star of David represents. There'll be no more. You need to establish who it is you serve this day. and make it known to Abba, most importantly, but anyone who might hear. As for me and my house, we'll serve Abba, Yahuwah, the Most High, my wonderful Creator.